show to do. A show to do.
Ahoy, mateys, the captain. What? Ahoy, mateys, the Captain Catsup Show. Ahoy, mateys, the Captain Catsup Show. Hey, kids, welcome to the Captain Catsup Show. I am Captain Catsup. Now, let's see if we can find a good place to dock here. And you can't see. Here we go. And oh, there's an island. We'll just throw our trusty old anchor over there. Oh, alrighty. Now let's climb aboard the island, which is also a thing of dirt surrounded by water, which I just tripped over. Yar. What? Alrighty. All right, kids, you know what time it is right now?
Is it time to go home
I hope
yet?
it's not time for one of his dumb magic tricks.
It's time for one of me magic tricks. All right. Now, as you can see, there's nothing in my hat. All right? Now, turn around. Turn around. All right. Turn around. All right. Your eyes are closed? Okay. Here. Oh. There we go. Your eyes still closed? Okay. All right. Everyone can turn it back around now. All right. And look, it's a purple bunny. There.
Is it time to go home yet?
All righty. Now, you know what time it is now, kids?
Is it time
it's
to go
time
home?
to talk to our good friend, called Mr. Twinkles, our trusty old parrot who usually flies by this area, and he's gonna tell us what today's letter is. I said, Mr. Twinkles is gonna tell us what today's letter is. Mr. Twinkles. Chad. Get up.
What's going on?
Letter. Today's letter.
Oh yes, kids, today's letter is 4.
Mr. Twinkles. 4 is a number.
No, it's a letter.
It's
Q,
no.
K,
No.
P,
You should have came to rehearsal, Mr. Twinkles.
O.
Z.
So today's letter is Z.
Yeah, Z. Oh, hey. There's a lot of great words that begin with the letter Z, like zebra and zoologists and Mr. Twinkles, help me out here.
The unicorn.
Mr. Twinkles, get back here. Mr. Twinkles. Mr. Twinkle, you get back here.
Cut to the video.
Yeah! stars in Hollywood. I'll never make $1 million, even though I wish I could. I'm never gonna be famous or be on the stages screaming to the crowd. I'll never be VIP or have a selling CD in my life. Well, you'll never see me in the magazines. You'll never see me on MTV. I'll never be famous, but it's fine with me. Never gonna be famous, fame ain't everything. Yeah! Well, I don't live in Tinseltown. I don't drive a Mercedes Benz. I've never been to Vegas, never been that far out west. Well, who can complain, 'cause we're all the same when it all comes to an end. I don't need all the fame, 'cause then who's to blame if I end up flying off the tracks. Well, you'll never see me in the magazines. You'll never see me on MTV. I'll never be famous, but it's fine with me. Never gonna be famous, fame ain't everything. Well, you'll never see me in the magazines. You'll never see me on MTV. I'll never be famous, but it's fine with me. Never gonna be famous, fame ain't everything. Yeah!
That gets my juices flowing. That gets my juices flowing. That gets my juices flowing.
You'll never see me in the magazines. You'll never see me on MTV. I'll never be famous, but it's fine with me. Never gonna be famous. Fame ain't everything. Fame ain't everything. It ain't everything.
We're on. Get out of the way. All right, kids. You know what other words begin with the letter Z?
Yeah.
There's zucchini. Hey, kids, do you know how to spell zucchini?
Yeah.
Well, let me show you how to spell zucchini. Here we go. Mr. Twinkles, let me out here. There. Thank you. Zucchini. It's Z. It starts with the letter Z. U.
Is it time to go home yet?
Zucchini. Arr. You guys know anything about zucchini?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something about zucchini. Zucchini is, it was very rapidly growing and can be several feet long. And it was popular in Italy for hundreds of years and finally became popular in the US in the 1950s. And it only has 25 calories, so it's good for you. Hey kids, you know what a zucchini looks like?
Yeah.
Well, let's go find out what a zucchini looks like when we go see our magic treasure chest. Let's go. All right, kids, here's Mr. Dumpster, the magical treasure chest, who, as you know, kids, can produce anything we want, so you kids can see whatever it is at home. All right, so hey, Mr. Dumpster, do you have a zucchini for us to see?
Well, let's see what we got in here. We got some pizza crust, some apples, some yogurt. Well, at least it looks like yogurt. Ah, here's the zucchini.
All right. Mr. Dumpster, this is a bike tire, and you would know this if you were awake. Take your... Can we see a zucchini?
Ah, here's a zucchini.
Hey kids, it's Mr. Zucchini. Say hi, Mr. Zucchini.
Hi, kids.
All right, so Mr. Zucchini, I understand you're a vegetable, is that right?
Well, it's better to be in the food. It's funny. So, you're a healthy vegetable, aren't you, Mr. Zucchini? That's right, kids. So, you must be serving school cafeterias, right? Yep. So, why don't you introduce our next segment about cafeteria food? Let's see our next segment on cafeteria food.
Hello, I'm Chris Orell here today with Luann Warner. She's the food service director for Yale Public High School. Hello, Luann. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Let's get started.
All right.
What kind of experience do you have?
I've been a food service director for 20 years. I'm director of the whole Yale Public School system. So that's Avoca and Emmett and Yale Elementary and the junior high. Before that, I worked as a cook's helper over at Yale Elementary for about 4 years.
How many people work in your department?
Here at the high school, we have 5, but total overall 13.
What time do you have to get to the school to be able to start getting everything ready?
My head cook here at the high school starts at 6:45 to prepare lunch, and she's here daily. And she also does breakfast in the morning.
Now, when they prepare the lunch, you have to know about how many people you have to make it for. What does that count?
Well, like taco day, she probably makes enough food for probably 375 students. Maybe it's a casserole day, probably like 300 people. You just kind of learn, you know, whatever's on the menu about how much to prepare that day.
Okay, and when they're making the food, is there a set cookbook, or does everybody have to learn the recipes during training? How does that work?
It's a set cookbook. It's called a standardized recipe, and you have to follow that recipe exactly, so the food tastes the same every time.
Okay. What do you do with any of the leftovers?
We really don't have a lot of leftovers. We pretty much know how much to cook each day, but the few leftovers that we do have, we usually have to throw away.
What is the most popular item?
Tacos, and believe it or not, casserole day, like macaroni and cheese, turkey gravy, that kind of food.
What are the qualifications of a cook?
She has to be ServSafe certified. That's a requirement by the state of Michigan, so she has to take a class and pass the test so the food is served safely.
Okay. Where do you get the food?
Gordon's Food Service is our main supplier.
Was there a food made that the student body had asked to have discontinued?
No, actually there wasn't. They came to me and asked me to put stuff on the menu more or add items, but never to get rid of anything. Sometimes we do get rid of something because there might be 5 kids that take it out of, 400, but they've never actually asked me.
When is the food delivered? Like, is there a certain day, or is it every day, or how does that happen?
Our main items are delivered every Tuesday, and bread and milk are delivered 3 times a week.
Wow, that's quite a bit of milk. Has the menu options changed lately due to obesity?
Yes, we've upgraded. We use the trans fat oil, like the soybean oil, in our fries. We do not deep fry any like fish, chicken nuggets, anything like that. And every day we offer a balanced choice meal, and that's like a low-fat meal for our students. And we use all low-fat dressings.
And who dictates the requirements of the menu?
The USDA.
What do you do with the food that's either expired or about to expire real soon?
We throw it out, but that's very, very seldom do we have anything that expires. Maybe our milk's going to expire if we have like an Easter break or anything, but we will toss it out if we do get in that position.
Okay. Thanks for being with me today. That's all we will have today. Let's go see some interviews.
My favorite school food is probably the quesadillas that they have.
I like their taco salad, that's it.
Chicken.
I'd have to say taco salad. Spaghetti.
I love tacos.
Pizza. Chicken nuggets.
The steak, the steak sandwich.
It'd have to be pizza. Bosco cheese sticks.
Velveeta macaroni and cheese.
Zabasco cheese sticks with the dipping sauce, they're really good.
My least favorite, they have to be those nasty pizza pocket things.
I hate tuna fish.
Fish sticks, ew.
I don't like the food that's out in the open.
Pizza.
I don't like their fries.
I've never eaten a hamburger or a cheeseburger unless it's one of the special ones, or that greasy cheese pizza.
The hamburger.
Pizza? Because it's every day?
The cheesy broccoli stuff.
Basco sticks.
That stuff that was in there today that looks disgusting. It's got like corn and mashed potatoes and cheese and... Chicken bowl. Yeah, the chicken bowl. I'll never eat that thing. That's sick looking.
Hey kids, you want to know what other words start with the letter Z? Let's ask Mr. Twinkles. I said, let's ask Mr. Twinkles. Mr. Twinkles, stop zoning out. Zoning out, that's another Z word, kids. Right, Mr. Twinkles?
Yeah, what do you want?
What other words begin with Z, Mr. Twinkles?
Zaboo.
Don't you mean zoom control for like a camera?
No, Zaboo.
You mean zoom control for like a camera thing, right?
No, a Zaboo. Z-E-B-U.
Okay, I'll go look up Zaboo for you then. Zaboo, 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 Zaboo. There's it. There. Okay, Zaboo. Okay, Zaboo. A Zaboo is a domesticated Asian or African bovine mammal with
What's a bovine?
A bovine is a... Hey, wait, what are you doing? We're filming right now. Well, the show's not over yet.
I got a vacuum.
But we're not done yet.
Fine. Come back later.
Yeah. And kids, it's always a good idea to vacuum your rooms, but not when you're filming something. All right. So, yeah. So
what's a bovine?
Bovine. A bovine is...
Is it time to go home yet?
A bovine is of, related to, or resembling a cow or cattle. So yeah, a zebu is kind of like a cow. So it is a domesticated Asian or African bovine or a cow with a large hump and a large dewlap. Okay? Happy there, Mr. Twinkles? All right. So
what's a
now
dewlap?
What was that?
What is a dewlap?
Dewlap. It's a dewlap is a a dewlap is a fold of skin hanging from the neck of certain animals. So there. A zebu is a cow with a hump on its back and a floppy neck. Okay?
Draw us one, Captain.
Draw us one, Captain. Draw us one, Captain. I'll draw you a zebu. Alrighty. A zebu, it is, let's see. It's a cow with flopping. I got an idea. How about we draw a video camera instead? Yeah, we draw ourselves a video camera. The video camera's got this thing here, there, and there, and yeah, there. In fact, kids, how would you like to see how videos are shown at your local theater?
Well, that's a big stretch. Going from a zaboot to a movie theater,
Shut up, Mr. Twinkles.
that's a sloppy transition.
Mr. Twinkles, what are you trying to do to me here?
Well, you're the one that threw the tire at me.
Mr. Twinkles, you're stupid!
Thank you, Captain Ketchup. My name is Miro Rebick, and I'm standing in front of Craft 8 movie theaters, and we're gonna go take a tour. Let's go. Okay, I'm inside with Andrea, shift manager. Hello.
Hello.
How much popcorn do you make per day?
Well, during the week, not much, because during the week we're not really busy unless it's like summer or spring break. During the weekend, I'd say we probably go through about 100 pounds, maybe, depending on how busy the weekend is, which is always different. So, but usually on average, probably about 100 pounds, 200 pounds.
How do they choose the movies?
What movies we get are all decided by our corporate office in Grand Rapids. They kind of have to talk to the other theaters company, which is Carmike, and they decide, you know, they might get one big movie one week and we might get the next big movie. We kind of try to keep it fair, but it's all decided through our corporate offices. We don't know what we're getting until about 4 days before it comes out.
Well, what do you do with the movies that are unprofitable?
If we have a movie that's not doing really well, we are under contract by the film company to keep it for at least 2 weeks. Sometimes it's longer, depending on how big the movie is. But so we keep it for 2 weeks, and if it's not doing well, we get rid of it.
How are the movies shipped?
We have about 2 different companies that ship movies to us. They either come in boxes or just cans of film that come. And they are delivered usually Thursday nights before the film opening.
Can we go up to see the booth?
Sure, let's go.
Alrighty. So what is this here?
This right here is the actual film. It comes separately. It's about 6 or 7 reels. I think this one's 6. Each reel is about this big, about 20 minutes of film on each reel. Put it all together using splicing tape and makes one big movie. Do you want me to show you how to thread it now? Or?
Sure.
Basically, this platter right here just tells this little arm when to move.
Uh-huh.
So that way it never gets tangled up. It just kind of keeps moving. You never want it to get tangled up because that's how film breaks and causes problems.
Wow, that's like a pulley system.
A little bit, yeah. There's a lot of little things involved. One of our biggest concerns, we try not to thread it wrong, because if you thread it wrong, you can easily scratch a film and it doesn't look pretty on the screen, and we actually get deductions from it. So it's really easy to scratch a film, but we do our best not to, and we're usually pretty good at it too. So.
How much of this, the black, because as I can see, there's a bunch of black all over the film?
Yeah, we start with a liter. It basically just like counts down. It just, before we get to our actual film, we have that because we don't want film into the projector until you push start.
How hard is it to run a projector?
When you first start out, it's a little nerve-wracking because there are so many things involved in it that you freak out a little bit in the beginning. But once you get used to it, it's really quite easy. It's like kind of repetitive, same thing every day with each projector. So.
What happens if the bulb burns out?
We have extra bulbs on hand. Usually when we can tell when a bulb is about to die, when it starts flickering on screen or something. So we try to change it before we open or when we close at night, so that way there's no interruptions. Because you can't change it when this is hot, the lamp house is hot, because the bulb is like 2,000 watts. So we change it in the morning. So we've never really had to change it in between shows before. And if we do, it takes about 20 minutes to do because you have to let it cool. To start it, we have this very old system right here. I know you can't really see it that well. But most people always ask us if we can rewind a film, and I think that's one of the most annoying questions we get, because basically when you start it, we can stop it, and that's about it. We can't rewind. There's no rewind button. It only goes one way. So when they come and ask us to rewind it, it's not like a DVD player or VCR. You can't just rewind it. So go ahead and push the start button. goes on screen. And we usually have someone up here at all times, if possible, to make sure, nothing's happening in between. We don't want scratching of films. They can get scratched in the projector many different ways, or if something's loose, it could cause a problem with it. But it's pretty old equipment, but we do maintenance and cleaning on it daily, so we usually have no problems. I'm not sure of the exact date that this theater was built. I believe it was late 70s, early 80s, and it actually started out as the Craft 6. They added 2 theaters. I'm not sure when. It wasn't that long ago, probably about 15 years ago, that they added 2 theaters to it to make it to Craft 8.
And how many people does each auditorium hold?
Each theater is different. I think the smallest one is 97 seats, and the largest one is 262.
How do you clean all the floors and all the...
After each movie's over, we have our staff come in, and they will clean whatever needs to be cleaned. They'll sweep really well. They'll mop if it's needed. Anything else that needs to be done, they'll do it. And then we do have cleaners at night that come in and clean more thoroughly.
Is this actually soundproof, kind of like how they have in IMAX?
No, it's not. The sound keeps pretty well in here, but you could still hear it, like in the next theater. If there's like a really loud action scene in here, you could still hear it in the next theater. Not really well, but you could still hear a little bit.
Did you ever have to repair the screen or clean it?
We have a cleaning company come in they do their chemical cleaning. That's about 3 or 4 times a year. But I've never had to see a screen actually get repaired, like with holes in it or anything like that. That would have to be a professional company as well. But we do clean as much as we have to in between the actual professional cleaning, which is a lot actually, because people do throw things at our screens.
I'd like to thank you, Andrea, for letting us take a tour of Craft 8, and back to you, Captain.
Okay, kids, that's all the time we have. We're gonna go sail off to another island of education adventure. All right, kids, but before we go, we gotta sing our goodbye song. All right, kids, let's join in and sing. Oh, good. Mr. Twinkles, how about you sing along with me? All right, fine, I'll sing it myself. But you kids at home can join in if you would like to. Oh, goodbye, mateys, goodbye, mateys, it's time.
Five minutes? 5 seconds?
Ahoy, mateys, ahoy, mateys, the captain. What?